The following program contains incessant calls to battle with the unsavory. If you suffer from squeaky clean-handedness, Randall might not be right for you. Check with your local Pharisee.
Speaking the truth when others hold their tongues. Wrestling for justice with left-wingers and crocodiles. Resisting the temptation to keep the peace at any price. The only talk show host who writes his own theme music, Randall Terry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the program, a special edition of Randall Terry, the voice of resistance. Iran is now openly declaring, and it has been confirmed, that they are producing weapons-grade nuclear material. And the GOP, they go after each other. Who's going to win in New Hampshire? Obviously Romney, but there's more fighting yet ahead. And the abortion gang, have you ever heard of them? They're raising money off of Tim Tebow to kill babies. That and much more in today's program. Today's program brought to you in part by the nation of Iran, committed to bringing nuclear power to America. And by the Obama administration, putting the ch in chicken. I'll be right back after a quick word from my friend, Sir Reginald Bling.
Turn the thing on, I got something to say. Check me out, who am I? Ooh, 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 I'm a frightened little schoolgirl. I'm just acting like a whole bunch of the panty-waist preachers and teachers and Bible school leaders and pro-life, anti-abortion leaders. You are afraid of your own shadow. Let me tell you something. You want to conquer child killing? Well, then you first got to conquer your fears. Jesus said you are blessed if people hate you. Jesus said, I didn't come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. Hayasa! If you want to do the right thing, then get ready for some conflict and put your fears aside.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. Have you ever wondered why Iran would want nuclear power? I mean, they're sitting on top of one of the world's largest oil reserves. They have more energy than they know what to do with. But they insist that they need dozens, scores, perhaps hundreds of these sites where they will create nuclear fissile rods, nuclear energy rods that now we know can be used for nuclear weapons. They're insisting that they need this nuclear power for domestic use. Well, the press is reporting that 2 diplomats have been on site and can confirm what Iran said on New Year's Day, namely that they are now in full production of nuclear rods. The diplomats have both reported that these are high-grade nuclear rods that can be easily converted into nuclear weapons. Iran has stated repeatedly that it intends to have nuclear weapons. Why does Iran want nuclear weapons? Let me give you a guess. To destroy the great Satan? To destroy Israel? To live out what they have been saying since the revolution in 1979? Friends, Iran is going to possess a nuclear weapon if we don't stop them. And if they possess a nuclear weapon, they will use it. The theology of a suicide bomber is simple. If you, in the name of Allah, in the name of Islam, kill the enemies of Allah, that would be us infidels, if you kill them, you get to go to heaven. Even if you die in the process, as long as you're facing them. If you knowingly destroy them while you destroy yourself, it is an act of martyrdom, a holy act in the Islamic religion. Well, what if the suicide bomber is the head of a state? What if Iran wants to go down in history as the nation that brought the great Satan to its knees and caused the great Satan, America, to bow ever so slightly towards obedience to Sharia law? And what if that Islamic power wanted to be the one that went down in history as having wiped the nation of Israel off the face of the map? Well, for somebody who's a devout Muslim, that's a good trade. Because if they get to go to heaven and be remembered as an Islamic martyr and hero, till the end of time, there's a lot of Muslims that would take that deal. And what if those Muslims just happen to be the ones that are in control of those weapons? Our administration is committing suicide on the installment plan, and there will be a dreadful day of reckoning if we don't stop Iran from getting these weapons. Now, in addition to that, Iran just obtained a very significant bargaining chip. And I apologize because I will not be able to say this gentleman's name properly. Amir Mirzai Hekmati. He was a Marine officer who trained with the U.S. Marines, spent time in Afghanistan and in Iraq, and then went to work for the CIA. He has been captured, tried, and found guilty by the Iranian government and sentenced to die. Now, a spy is of great value to an enemy once they capture him. The Russians captured American spies fairly often, and there were trades. We had their spies, they had ours, we traded them. This man is probably worth more to the Iranians alive than dead, so he may not end up dying. If he does get executed, it will be a calculated step on the part of the Iranians to show that the American government is weak. After all, they're already producing nuclear weapons, and we're not stopping them. If they kill one American spy, what are we going to do? Call for more sanctions? Say that wasn't nice? Say, pretty please give us back our drone and give us the body of our dead spy as well? The Iranians right now are setting the agenda, and our administration does not have the courage to stop them. All right, on to other news. If you saw the debates over the weekend, ABC had one on Saturday night, NBC had one on Sunday morning, where the Republicans continued on with their ritualistic cannibalization of one another. And Romney simply needed to not make a big mistake. He succeeded. He will win the New Hampshire primary. The good man Rick Santorum needed to knock it out of the park. He did not do that, but he showed himself to be an articulate Reagan-esque campaigner. He will do well in South Carolina. Newt Gingrich needed to pummel Romney as payback for what Romney and company did to him in Iowa, and Newt did not deliver. Rick Perry had a line that if he'd have simply used it the entire campaign, namely, you need an outsider. Everyone you see here on the stage, they're insiders, both politically and with Wall Street. You need an outsider to come in who's not a part of the D.C. establishment, who's not a part of the insider Wall Street crowd. You need an outsider to come in and to fix this mess. If he'd have had that message from the beginning and perhaps remembered the 3 agencies that he wanted to get rid of, he might have been the nominee. But alas, he will not be. He will probably finish in single digits in New Hampshire, and then, tragically, if he continues on into South Carolina, he will split the evangelical, pro-life, pro-family, pro-Reagan vote between him and Santorum, and neither of them will prevail, and Romney could win in South Carolina. John Huntsman, who is pro-life, unfortunately shot himself in the foot with the religious right when he said that he would support civil unions for homosexuals. Not marriage, but civil unions. Civil union, of course, is a name with another name. It is marriage, giving all the rights, benefits, and privileges of marriage without the actually calling it marriage. But it elevates legally the union between 2 people of the same gender to that of marriage. This is treachery on the installment plan. Okay? It's caving into them bit by bit. So, keep an eye on New Hampshire. Romney's going to win. Then all eyes to South Carolina and Florida. And we'll see who remains to battle it out on Super Tuesday. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, Tim Tebow back in the news, only this time it's not just his great victory over Pittsburgh, but the baby killers that are putting him there. Don't go away.
No, Randall wasn't at the Battle of the Alamo, and you wouldn't have been either if you were that sick.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I've been making superb nutritional supplements for over 15 years, and from day one, I've partnered with Randall Terry, helping to fund his invaluable work in reclaiming our country's biblical and godly roots. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives since its inception.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 essential areas of nutrition your body needs on a daily basis. Each serving of the Total Living Drink provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, enzymes for better digestion and nutrient absorption, protein for building lean muscle mass so you can burn more fat for fuel, probiotics for better intestinal function, herbs for building energy and stamina, antioxidants for maximum immune function and disease prevention, and all the vitamins and minerals you need for slowing down aging and maximum health. You would have to take 30 to 40 capsules each day and spend almost $10 a day to match the over 30,000 milligrams of total nutrition in each scoop of the Total Living Drink. Order right now and get started on the amazing Total Living Drink. They come in 2 delicious flavors, Total Living Drink Greens and Total Living Drink Berry. And every single dollar we receive, we give a generous amount to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Visit us online at the address on your screen and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today, and for the daily price of a latte, you can get back on the road to better health and energy with Kylea's Total Living Drink.
This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and nobody rock and rolls like Randall Terry. Ha! Well, unless, of course, it's Jesus Christ. Ow!
Welcome back to the program, friend. Did you know that the abortion gang is raising money in Tim Tebow's name to kill babies? I say that we use a pro-life Super Bowl ad in 2012 in Cincinnati and in Dayton, Ohio, to show hundreds of thousands of Americans exactly what it is that the abortion gang does. They murder babies. I want to make the abortion gang rue the day that they used Tim Tebow's faith in Christ and his pro-life position to raise money for murder. So, I humbly beg you, as your host, to consider what I'm about to tell you, because it really is a matter of life and death. On December 13th, 2011, Sophia Brugado, she's a blogger for the abortion gang. You can Google them for yourself. She called on her fellow supporters of child killing to, and I quote, donate $5 or $10 to your local pro-choice organization every time Tim Tebow scored a touchdown. Her despicable challenge has the ring of a horror film. Every time you do something good, we will kill an innocent person. Now, her agenda, her challenge made an international stir. Literally hundreds of American and international news outlets, I'm talking Fox, CBS, New York Daily News, the Daily Mail over in England, and thousands of blogs covered her unholy invitation. Now, why is Sophia, which means wisdom, it's probably her pen name, why is Sophia Brugado so obsessed with Tim Tebow? Why is she raising money to kill babies when he scores? And who is this abortion gang? Well, Sophia plainly admits that the source of her animosity for Tim Tebow is, number one, that his family and he have faith in Jesus. And number two, it's the pro-life Super Bowl ad that they ran and focused on the Family Help Fund back in the Super Bowl of 2012. That's what's got her on her killing spending spree. She mockingly says, a few years back, the best person and football player on the planet, Tim Tebow, the savior from the University of Florida, Heisman Trophy winner, 2010 number 25 draft pick, and now Super Bowl or quarterback for the Denver Broncos, made a commercial. And then she links people to the commercial. He was willing, he promoted his anti-choice propaganda. And in his commercial funded by Focus on the Family, he reminded everyone that his mother was a missionary whose life was threatened by her pregnancy, or more specifically, the pregnancy that would turn into the child who would become the man who would become Tim Tebow. Just mocking, okay? And her ramblings become more personal and vitriolic as she goes. And, you know, I have to wonder if she killed one of her own babies. She's trying so hard to justify it. Anyway, she goes on and on talking about her hate of Tim Tebow, the pro-life ad, his Christian faith, etc. And then what's her solution? Well, she says all the child killers should get together and raise money every time Tim Tebow scores. 8 days later, she blogs and brags about having given money. God forgive this country. God save these people. She brags about having given money to a girl named Dolores in Phoenix, Arizona, who was 21 weeks pregnant, who killed her baby. Okay? This is a viable child. Babies are saved every day in America who are born at 21 weeks. This is demonic. Here's my challenge to you. I'm over on my time. Respond in kind. Fight fire with fire. Go to davidlewisforcongress.com. David is a friend of mine. He's running for Congress in Cincinnati and in the Dayton area. And he can run pro-life ads on television without censorship, without editing. And we can take it to them. And we can show hundreds of thousands of people in Cincinnati and Dayton, and maybe the whole country if it catches on fire, what it is that the abortion gang promotes. Go to David Lewis for Congress, make a contribution in honor of Tim Tebow and in the face of Sophia Brugado. I'll be right back with a great quote from George Washington.
Oh, shut the door, keep out the devil. Shut the door, keep the Rudy in the night. Shut the door, keep out the devil. GOP gonna be alright. GOP gonna be alright.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
Success cannot be guaranteed. There are no safe battles. Sir Winston Churchill. I'm here in Israel interviewing Rabbi Elcohen, who is an instructor at the rabbinical school called Nahar Shalom, which means?
River of Peace.
River of Peace. What a great idea. Let peace flow like a river. That's from the Old Testament.
Yes, this is from Isaiah.
How do you feel as an Orthodox rabbi having Christians come, many of them from America, some from Europe, to come and stand for the security of Israel?
It feels great. The relations between Christians and Jews have not always been the best. The
I've heard the rumor.
Yeah, it's a little rumor going around.
The Crusade, you're saying?
The Crusades, and then on. But no, it's really great. It's a great feeling to see so many people that we don't know. They have no reason to know us or love us. I mean, no physical reason, no actual physical connection to come here and stand with us and say that they're behind us. It always feels good to have somebody at your back.
I was talking with another rabbi earlier who said that first it's very difficult because he feels there's a predisposition towards suspicion because of looking back through history. How has that struggle been for you?
It's the same. You always have a wonder, is there an ulterior motive? Is this just a publicity stunt? Is there something like that? But, looking with what Glenn Beck has been doing here now for months, after a while, that suspicion starts to dissipate. Obviously, he's sunk a lot of money into this. He's not getting anything out of it other than
maybe
more
some
debt.
bad press.
Yeah, bad press and more debt. So that's that. Yeah.
I asked a rabbi and a member of the Knesset earlier, would you want support from Americans like Jews for Jesus? In other words, somebody could be committed to Israel's physical safety no matter what. But in addition to that, feel an obligation to evangelize, to say, Yeshua, Jesus, is also your Messiah. And so it becomes a bit of a mixed bag for you. At that point, how would you feel?
A little bit more cautious. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody of any religion wants their children or whatever taught things of a different religion. You wouldn't want your children taught about Islam.
Well, I teach them myself, but anyway.
You understand what I'm saying?
The danger that it is.
Right, you understand what I'm saying. However, at one level, we need all the friends we can get. You look at, we're surrounded by enemies, people who want our destruction. And, if you're willing to come and stand with us, we can probably work on the other things.
I want to give you my heart in reality. We may not even use this, we probably will, but I've been thinking about this over the past few days because I've been watching some of my Christian friends who are going out of their way to not mention Jesus, not evangelize. I'm a Christian, and I believe that Islam is the greatest threat in the world. You, because you're a Jew, me because I'm a Christian, we're both in danger. They are committed to our enslavement as a people.
Okay.
Because their Quran tells them to, and Muhammad told them to. So we will stand together. I'm going to stand for your physical safety no matter what. If you convert to Christianity, that's between you and God. But I'm committed to your physical safety because you're my brother in Adam. Because we both are children of God because of our common ancestry in Adam and Eve. However, because I love God and because I love you and because I believe that Jesus is the Messiah and therefore I will give an account to God, I would also feel it was my obligation over a kosher meal or over a Pepsi or some nice wine or something to say, well, what about Isaiah chapter 53, the suffering servant, or Psalm 22, they pierced my hands and feet. I would feel an obligation because of my love for God and you, once we know that we have the physical safety protected, to say, let's talk about theology, the next life. Can you be content with that?
That's a little bit more difficult. I mean, if you want to talk to me as a rabbi, that to me isn't a problem. I have a firm, solid education in my own faith, and thus I'm able to give answer. The average person on the street, it's a bit of a different story, and that's why we have organizations committed as well, like Yad Lachim, that are committed to helping Jews learn about their own faith before they look at another faith. And that's my biggest goal as a rabbi, is I want Jews to see the beauty of their own faith first. I think you can understand that.
I can. I mean, my stepdad is Jewish. I've got a very close friend in America who's a Jewish rabbi. So I feel this tension all the time. But nevertheless, the thing that, as an American, that I find distressing, in America, religious freedom to us doesn't just mean you worship how you want, I worship how I want, he worships how he wants. It means that in the public square, we preach, we teach, we debate, we disagree, we argue, and everyone has the freedom to do that and no one is upset.
Yeah, you have the same freedoms here. You can go down the Ben Yehuda Street, the public square. You'll see people down there every day. Koreans singing hymns. You have people doing Christian street preaching. You have Jews.
Do they have to do it in that area?
No, not in that area. I mean, there are certain laws that this country has that you're not allowed to offer monetary incentives, that you're not allowed to target children. And I think, every nation has every nation.
Well, if you can buy a convert, he's for sale again, so that doesn't work too well.
But you understand what I'm saying. Every nation has put its own limitations on things such as freedom of speech. Israel has done the same. But you can go, unlike many nations that surround us, you can go down to any one of our streets. You can preach whatever you want to preach. You're also free to get whatever kind of response is going to come back from the people. And
we expect that.
And I'll be honest with you, here in Israel, with Jews having suffered for what they feel over 1,000 years from Christians, the response may not be the most positive. But you are free. This is a nation that believes in the freedom of speech. It believes in the freedom of religion. You're free to go and preach whatever you want in the streets here.
It's a delight to visit with you. It really is. And I look forward to having that glass of wine and that kosher meal.
Sometime.
Rabbi L. Cohen. God bless you. Both we and our fathers have sinned. We have committed iniquity. We have done wickedly.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
George Washington said, "Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pains taken to bring it to light." I'm urging you, go to davidlewisforcongress.com and take pains to bring the truth to light for the sake of the innocent.